Morning and welcome to the Gallery TV newspaper headline review this morning. I'm Eleje Chidema. We'll be going through the major headlines. With me here this morning, I have the Punch. The major headline on the Punch: police confused on mass trial order. Adeboye Kumiyu defied Twitter ban. How do police arrest prominent Nigerians because they are using Twitter? Force. Other wrong: UK, US, Canada insist FG begins global power, alleges a destabilization plot. My tweets target at global audience in over 100 nations, declares Deeper Life founder. That's the major headline on the Punch, and you can find the full detail of that on page 2. Above the major headline, we have Nigeria, others lost $1 trillion oil revenue in 2 years, says OPEC. Nigerian among top 3 countries with electricity deficit, World Bank. That's on page 19 on the Punch. 21 professionals begin forensic audit of MDAs next week. That's on page 19. Also on the Punch, INEC prepares for voters registration, conclude pulling unit expansion. That's on page 9 on the Punch. Below the major headline, we have Ondo community market shut, brother recalls last encounter. That's on behalf of TB Joshua. You can find the full detail of that on page 8 on the Punch. Buhari appoints aides for wife on admin women affairs health. That's on page 12 on the Punch. Baka flares DSS summons, says I can't be dumbfounded. That's on page 7 on the Punch. Below we still have pupil withdrawal, fear grip Iberepa over Roman fresh attack. That's on page 8. Also on the Punch, man stab Ogun bricklayer to death over 20,000 naira debt. That's on page 5. Also, Ogun community police differ as a suspected herdsmen kill 3 farmers. That's in Ogun State. You can find the full detail of that on page 11. And the front page picture is a train crash that happened at Duhaki in Pakistan on Monday. I think that's all we can take on the Punch. Moving to Tribune, the Nigerian Tribune. The major headline on Nigerian Tribune: Nigerians must have free access to self-expression. US envoy. Suspension in national interest. FG tells UK, US, Canada. Uproar as NBC directs broadcast stations to unseal Twitter handles. Tweeting guaranteed under UN Charter on human rights at Deboye. Our tweets target 5 continents, over 100 nations. Deeper Life founder. You can find the full detail of that on page 2 and 3 on Nigerian Tribune. And above the major headline, we have allow Southeast citizens if their leaders insist. That's coming from Northern Elders. That's on page 4 on the Nigerian Tribune. IGP suspend tinted glass permit, says roadblock remain banned. That's on page 4, also on Nigerian Tribune. Below the major headline on Nigerian Tribune, we have CBN increases forex allocation to banks, assures liquidity for invisible. That's on page 7. On page 26, we have suspended herdsmen kill 30 in Benue and Ogun State. Reps probe NBA over utilization of 18 million US dollar insurance fund. That's on page 6 on Nigerian Tribune. Heavy security present in Iganga. Council boss wants more local hunters involved in security. That's on page 27 on Nigerian Tribune. Twitter ban may run us bankrupt entrepreneurs. That's all we can take on Nigerian Tribune. Moving now to Daily Independent. The major headline on Daily Independent: telecom operators loses over 15 million subscribers in 5 months. Herdsmen attack Benue community, kill 30, injure several. We have here Buhari gives new army chief tip on how to tackle insecurity. We are only adding police to do their job. That's coming from Defense Minister. You can find the full detail of that on page 29 on Daily Independent. FG orders TV radio stations to disable Twitter account, gives condition for lifting Twitter ban. That's also on page 29 on Daily Independent. DSS summoned Father Mbaka to Abuja. That's on page 7. IGP bans spy number plates, insurance of tinted permits. That's on page 6 on Daily Independent. How First Bank on his appointment as PENCOM chairman breaches corporate governance code. We are confident Zamfara governor won't join APC. That's coming from PDP, and that's on page 6 on Daily Independent. Ondo loses 105 medical doctors in 12 months. That's coming from Nigeria Medical Association. The full detail of that is on page 3 on Daily Independent. FAN acquires equipment to combat bird strike at airports. That's on page 7 on Daily Independent. And the front page picture is the meeting held in Abuja on protecting infrastructure in the country. Next here with me is Daily Sun. The Daily Sun, the major headline on Daily Sun, Akeredolu Adeboye, Kumi Erufai, Fayose, Sean Twitter ban. Tweeting within UN Charter on Human Rights, Adeboye, why I won't obey government order, Kumi. US, EU, UK envoy maintain criticism of move as government gives condition for lifting ban. The full detail of that is on page 6 on Daily Sun. Above the major headline here, we have Southern governors jokers coming from Mighty Allah denies involvement in oil killing. That's on page 8 on Daily Sun. Anambra Gamba, 16 PDP aspirants meet on how to win poll. That's on page 26. You can find that on page 26 on Daily Sun. Below the major headline, we have killers herdsmen resurface in Idera 24 hours after Iganga bloodbath. Parents withdraw children from schools. Alafin, XOU, SSG condemn attack. That's on page 8 on Daily Sun. This one is coming from Nigerian Medical Association. There is this alarm over the resignation of 105 doctors in Ondo State. That's on page 26. INEC to publish list of new polling units next week. Resumes voters registration in 3 weeks. You can find the full detail of that on page 8. On page 4, we have Umahi quit as Southeast Security Committee chairman. On page 5, we have Imo police boss other investigation of German-based businessman killing. As below, we still have insecurity, 30 killed in another Benue attack. The full detail of that is on page 4 on Daily Sun. And lastly, here with me is The Nation. The major headline on The Nation is federal government declares attack on public assets terror act. Above we have Iganga King evicted Seriki behind attack. Alafin Unisad. The major that's you can find that on page 33 on The Nation. Above we still have Ibubago's failure to take off force funding chairman to quit. That's on page 6. Also, INEC ready with list of new polling units. Community short markets shops to honor TB Joshua. That's on page 7 on The Nation. And below we have killings of policemen, attack on police station, removal of failed tracks, attack on INEC facility, attack on prison, destruction of bridges. There was a meeting held in Abuja on how to protect the national infrastructures. That's the front page picture we have above. I think that's all we can take. No, we still have Twitter suspended for threatening national security. UK, US, AU, others insist on free access. Federal government social media giant in talks. And that's all we can take on the newspaper headline review this morning. Do join us at 12 for more updates. I'm Eleje Chidima. Enjoy the rest of the day.